The Options Monthly Picks is an opportunity for fans of the show and myself to select what we feel are potentially money-winning trades you can take advantage of. We will track these trades over the next 30 days, identify what went right and what went wrong. Together, we'll learn option selection, pricing, and how patience pays. I and the individuals participating are not financial advisors, and this should be considered entertainment. Please consult a licensed financial professional before trading. Now, let's get started. Yes, what's going on, everyone? You already know who it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get straight into what this is going to be, the option trades for the month. This is going to be an opportunity, as the intro said, for you to participate in what I'm doing here and for me to learn about how to get better at trading options for the long term. And I want you to participate. Shout out to Bad Scientist and Christopher Jewell for participating in this initial round of the option monthly picks. And here's what we're going to do. I'll show you their picks and then I'll show you my picks. We'll start with mine first. And I had to wait till the end of the, trading day because I wanted to see the JP Morgan numbers. And the JP Morgan numbers, ladies and gentlemen, were incredible. They were absolutely incredible. Here's one of the largest financial institutions in the world right now showing returns of almost 40% year over year. So here are my trades for the month. JP Morgan. I like the JP Morgan June 15th 115 call at 145. I like the JP Morgan June 15th 105 put as protection. This trade at one contract costs $328. I'll also go over the Intel selection. Intel June 15th 5250 call at 326, as well as the Intel June 15th $50 put at 118. Now, I never trade options naked. I always love to have some downside protection, particularly if I'm going the distance. Now, this isn't even that far out, and honestly, I would even be interested in putting some of these trades in a vertical, just being able to buy more for a little bit less. But, for simplicity, I'm going to show you these trades individually, all right? Because I don't want to confuse you. And we'll go over these trades right now, all right? We'll go over them right now. And again, let's get back to my chart here. And again, on that JP Morgan, unless you've been living under a rock or you just aren't serious about the markets, you don't know what happened tonight, April 18th, 2017. We just had a record on JP Morgan. Firm net income rose $2.7 billion for the quarter, up 40% from a year earlier. So, yes, we got the tax plan benefits caked into it, but at the same time, we're going to push back from this bias that had been growing up over the last couple of weeks that banks weren't performing as good as they should. I think this number now blows that sentiment out of the water. And that's why I'm giving myself almost 41 business days. 41 business days to go a measly, $7 from here? $7 from here? All right, JP Morgan Chase again. Go back and press pause and write that down. All right, I'm buying the June 15th 150 call. Giving myself quite a bit of time. It's a nice, decent delta, right? And it's affordable. More importantly, it's affordable. Let's go back to that screen. 115th at 145. That's $145 a contract right now. All right, we're not getting incredible after hours move on that, so that's why I still want to buy the put. I'm going to buy the put anyway as protection. Put is actually a little bit more expensive here. All right, A little bit more expensive here, but I want to say they're, theoretical value. Both of these selections are below Black-Scholes valuations. All right, for those of you guys who care about those levels, you in these picks get the volatility that you're looking for. Just look at the chart, and you get the downside protection. And I can't wait to see what happens over the next 30 days. I can't wait to see what happens over the next 30 days. And again, I'm excited about, those numbers that JP Morgan just put out. $1.45 per share versus $1.25 expected. Revenue $11.1 billion versus $10.3 expected. Almost $700 million more than what was expected. That's insane. Absolutely insane. $2.6 billion in profit from their equities trading division alone versus 2.24, which was expected. All right. Almost $400 million more than what was expected for JP Morgan. That's why I'm going to want you to take advantage of that selection. All right. So let's move on to my second pick, INTC. INTC is a very interesting stock right here because, like many of the other large caps, it sold off a bit aggressively. During the downturn earlier in the month, right? As traders kind of hesitated at some of those valuations, but we tested those lows, and now we're back at new highs for Intel. And Intel specifically is a very interesting story because if you go back to the last earnings report for the fourth quarter, and which represents the full 2017 financial results, and I'll post this in the description. You can read what the company released. And fourth quarter revenue was $17.1 billion, which was record revenue for them. Full year was $62.8 billion, right? $62.8 billion revenue for Intel. But more importantly, their data center division, which is, I think, still to this day, in my opinion, underestimated. Their data center revenue for that fourth quarter was up 21%. Full year revenue grew 9% year over year. That's very, very impressive. That's very, very, very impressive. All right. For a company that still has, a relatively low PE in comparison to many of its competitors. So I think there's a lot of upside here. All right. Now, the monthly charts, the weekly charts, if we look at those, you might get a little frightened from where we are. Maybe let's go back to the monthly. There it is. That monthly chart, right? We're up there. But I think there's still some air up there. At least in the short term. And that's why we see here on the daily, an RSI of about 60 right now. So I think there's still some opportunity for you to benefit on the upside move going into earnings for Intel. All right, going into earnings for Intel. In fact, let me check that real quick, and that's April 26th. Yes, that's April 26th. So this option takes you into that level, and and that's why out of the two options, I honestly don't think that this Intel one is going to be the one that you're going to ride on past that number, past that date, right? This may be an opportunity for you to ride into earnings, right, and maybe sell on that day because we might see some profit taking as that happened last time. And, it could happen again. All right. It very well could happen again. And again, let's look at my selections. Intel, June 15th, 5250 call at 326. Then you get the downside protection of that June 15th $50 put at 118. So I want to give you the opportunity I want to give you the opportunity to have that protection downside just in case, right? We don't continue to go higher into that earnings announcement. We still got almost a week, until that happens. But I fully expect your 5250 to continue to add, right, on and pad those 326s higher, and for Intel to put out an incredible number for earnings. And why not possibly look into, maybe doubling your money on those 5250s. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. All right. So, as I promised, the individuals who were also wanting to participate in this competition, let's go ahead and pull up their selections. Bat Scientist, IONS, May 18th, $50 call for $135. So he's looking for the IONS. Let's go back to the main screen. IONS 135, excuse me. 135 is his option. He's looking for the $50 call. So again, he's giving himself till May 18th, right? A little bit under 20, I want to say 24 business days. A little bit under that to get $4 on the board. You had 145 put up today, 154, excuse me, put up today. So it's got the volatility to make it. Again, he's looking for the $50. All right, let me go ahead and set that line. He's looking for $50 on IONS. That's the May 18th $50 call for $135. Again, let me go ahead and put their numbers on there again. IONS. You can reach out to him, Bat Scientist, on Twitter, Bat Scientist. Contact him. Ask him about that call. Congratulate him if you're watching this in the future and he killed it. Second play, Christopher Jewell. Hit him up on Twitter, Mega Plush. HMNY is his play. This guy is going all out here. I mean, he's going all out here. Right now, HMNY sitting after hours is about 60 cents lower than it is now. He obviously sees something else in here that other traders don't see right now. He's going full out with the $10 call, going for about 3 cents right now. I'm not even able to really get a definite, ask or bid on this particular option. Although there are, tons of available, open interest on that particular call. I have a figure, they're selling it off. But HMNY going for the home run, the Hail Mary, Christopher Jewell, that's his selection. And if he hits it out the park, even halfway, that could be very impressive. Right? We had that Verizon news a couple days ago. Could they eventually just take over the company? I understand that debt is an issue at HMNY. All right, with this equity offering, looks like they might be doing what they have to do to take care of that. We will be watching. So again, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it is. Appreciate you for the options selection show. You've got our picks. 30 days from now, we'll come back. We'll check them out. We'll see how my participants did. We'll see how I did. And we'll get a better impression about, one, how well we're doing, and two, what kind of improvements, right? What kind of improvements we could, add to our trading to get better at this. So we put ourselves out there. We'd love to have you participate in the future and join us. Thank you to my sponsors. Thank you to all the people who are watching. Till next time, folks, take care.